All right, guys, I'm back. I got my good friend Eric with AutoNation in front of me. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on?
You know, one thing that is really cool about buying a vehicle at AutoNation, and again, this is a plug I'm going to give him simply because they do this, even if you're, not a YouTuber, free tanks of gas. I mean, I love the fact that you get your full tank of gas when you buy the vehicle, but he gives you another tank of gas when you take it back in.
Right.
And we were on empty. We had the light on. We came and picked him up, filling the Expedition with what? How big's the gas tank on this thing? About 26 gallons, maybe?
26, I believe.
Roughly 26 gallons, filling it up. If you have a Super Duty 48.5 gallon tank, they'll even do it for that. So that is awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, guys? So a question that I'm frequently asked when I do videos on upgrading RV components is all this stuff absolutely necessary if I buy a brand new RV? Basically, if I buy a brand new RV, do I have to change all this stuff out and do these upgrades in order to tow it safely and have a good camping experience? Let's take a moment and talk about that. Alright, so if you're into RV shopping and you're going for your very first RV and you're asking yourself, you know what, during this researching process, I've seen all these videos from different RVers and different full-timers and different people that make videos talking about these upgrades that I need to do. Do I really need to do those? Because they can add a significant amount of cost to RVing if I'm on a budget. And if you've asked yourself that question, it's a very good question to answer. I myself am guilty of making all sorts of RV videos about upgrades and components and different things that you might want to do to make your trip, I wouldn't necessarily say more enjoyable, I would say safer, which can lead to a more enjoyable trip. Well, the quick and easy answer is not necessarily. As long as you have the equipment you need to get set up, to make all your connections to sewer, water, cable, whatever you feel you might need to connect, and you have enough supplies to ensure that you can at least recover from a bad situation, such as a blowout or something like that, quite frankly, that's enough to get started. If you feel later that you're kind of like me and you want to enhance the safety of your rig, well, then that's a whole different topic, and that's not something you need to address before you get going. Oftentimes, even the worst components on a trailer that come off the assembly line, like the tires, can still make it several thousand miles before you really have to be concerned of a blowout, so long as you're not overinflating them, underinflating them, or overloading your RV. So there's a lot of things to think about in terms of upgrades you could do down the road, but you don't necessarily have to do them right away. Also, the thing that I think is most important to most people is, if I don't do them now, what is the chance I'm going to have some type of a major issue because I didn't do them? Well, honestly, that chance can even exist if you do significant upgrades. Just because you upgrade the suspension on your trailer, or you add airbags to your truck, or you put better tires on the RV, doesn't mean that you're immune to having problems. It doesn't mean that you're immune to having a blowout for some reason that would blow out a cheap tire versus a better tire. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, there really shouldn't be too many hurdles or roadblocks that keep you from enjoying an RV that you're thinking of purchasing or that you've just purchased. The thing I would keep in mind, though, is of course to carry a toolbox with you. Carry the tool bag, carry basic things that can help you. Carry fix-a-flat kits. Make sure that your spare that comes with your trailer is filled up correctly and that you have the right tools to put it on your trailer. Make sure that you have the right equipment to jack up your trailer, or at least to put you in a position to where if you have a blowout, you can repair it. Something that in case a slide sticks, or in case there's something that needs a little bit of attention, you have some WD-40 or some liquid wrench, or you have different things with you that can address that. But all in all, to get started, it might only cost you a couple $100 worth of the accessories you need in the event of an emergency, but more importantly, when you're trying to connect and get set up at an RV park. Of course, the hitch assembly, things like that are going to be an expense that you need to factor into the experience. But what I don't want you to do is go out there and think, man, I can't even start camping until I put $2,000, $3,000 worth of upgrades on this RV to make it safe. Because that's not necessarily the point, and that's not necessarily true. What I do and what I often tell you is, if you are going to put a few $2,000 into upgrades on your RV, I give you suggestions on where I think it's best to spend that money, where it's best to look first. And oftentimes, tires, suspension, and maybe hitch accessories and other things like that will be your best first step, simply because they will give you the highest likelihood of not having a problem in the immediate future. But I'm not telling you that buying an RV means that you're buying something that's going to fall apart on you on your first trip. Now, I can't guarantee every trip, and I can't guarantee anything related to where you're going, where you're towing your RV, what type of roads you're going over, what condition your specific RV is currently in, or what condition it was in when you first bought it. All of that stuff is personal. All of that stuff applies specifically to you. But as long as you have the fundamentals in understanding the things that you need to keep an eye on, tire pressure, your seals, your different various components that are going to experience road wear and tear, even if it's initial road wear and tear when it was being delivered, wheel bearings, stuff like that, your lights. Those are things that you need to learn how to address and don't necessarily cost you money just to understand what to do in the event they need to be serviced, repaired, or replaced. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about this topic because I do understand that getting into RVing can be a really great experience, but it can also be stressful when you think of all the different things all these different YouTubers and friends and forums are trying to tell you need to do before you get started. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.